Hey, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 103 for July 15th, 2026. Let's break down today's coolest AI news so anyone can understand it. Today's AI news is pretty exciting, and I promise, no jargon. Let's go. Picture this. You type a search into Google, and instead of a blank screen saying nothing matches, the page quietly draws you a brand new picture. That is the big change rolling out right now. When no real photo exists online for what you asked, the search results now use an AI model called Nano Banana 2 Lite to create one on the spot. Think of it like having a sketch artist who has never seen the thing you described, yet still draws it from your words alone. The model has studied millions of pictures paired with descriptions during training. It learned tiny rules such as how wheels sit on skateboards or how pointy ears usually belong on cats. When your search finds zero matching photos, the system flips those rules around and builds an image piece by piece from scratch. This matters for everyday life in a quiet but real way. Students researching old events, gamers hunting character ideas, or anyone just wondering about something unusual no longer hit a dead end. Google turns from a simple lookup tool into something closer to a creative helper that fills gaps on the fly. You can test it yourself in the coming weeks. Open Google Search on your phone or laptop and type a phrase that probably has no real photos, like a friendly robot teaching a cat to skateboard. Look in the AI overview area and watch whether a generated picture appears. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive where we look under the hood. Today's question is how this image creation actually works when no photo exists. Here is a simple way to picture it. You know how your phone sometimes guesses the next word while you text, pulling from everything you have written before. Now stretch that same guessing game to pictures instead of words. The AI has seen millions of photos matched with descriptions, so it notices patterns like cats usually having pointy ears or skateboards being flat with wheels. When a search has no matching image, the system runs those patterns backward. It starts with your words and adds one detail at a time, checking each new part against what usually fits together. It is not copying any single photo. It is more like mixing colors on a palette using rules it picked up from everything it has seen, then painting a new scene that follows those same rules. The result feels familiar because the rules are familiar, even though that exact picture never existed before. That is the simple version of how the tool fills missing images today. Moving on to some other cool tools worth trying right now. Spotify is testing a chat feature called Talk to Spotify for its premium users. Instead of tapping through menus, you can type or speak something like play upbeat songs for studying or find podcasts about space exploration. The system handles the rest like a friend who knows every track. This turns music discovery into a back and forth conversation rather than endless scrolling. Anyone with the Spotify app on their phone can try it already. Open the app, look for the new chat option near the search bar, and type a request about a mood or topic you like. See what it suggests and notice how closely it matches what you actually wanted to hear. Here is another experiment you can run today with almost no setup. One person shared how their AI assistant, which remembers past chats, pointed out a repeating habit of giving creative work away for free, even when others were willing to pay. The AI listed the exact steps using examples from the user's own history, making the pattern impossible to miss. This shows how an AI that keeps track of earlier conversations can act like a gentle mirror for habits you might not notice yourself. You do not need special tools to start. Open ChatGPT or Claude on your phone or laptop, begin a new chat, and describe a few things you have noticed about your own routines or goals. Ask it to look for any repeating patterns in what you shared. Watch whether it surfaces something you had not spotted before. Time for a couple of quick bits. Large language models are trained on huge amounts of text that often come from Western sources. Their answers about fairness or values can lean in one cultural direction even when the question is global. This matters for things like health advice or school projects that reach people everywhere. The training data itself shapes how the models weigh different ideas of right and wrong. Questions that touch on ethics can therefore reflect patterns common in the sources rather than a balanced view across all cultures. The result shows up in responses that users receive on platforms used for everyday decisions and learning. A new study found that videos and posts on YouTube and X sometimes point users toward tools that make non-consensual deepfake pictures for very little money. The links appear in ordinary content feeds rather than hidden corners of the web. Viewers who follow those links reach apps that generate the images quickly and at low cost. The study tracked how these recommendations spread through the two platforms. It highlights why it is worth paying attention to where links take you online. The pattern turns mainstream video and post sections into entry points for the tools. And that's a wrap. If any of today's stories made you go, huh, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow, and if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nara Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nara Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets. Each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. Fascinating Frontiers, the most fascinating news from space and science. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. The age of AI puts real builders on the phone with an AI host. Apply at naranetwork.com/age-of-AI apply. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.